It's nearing the end of our day, and we've had a great day. It was chilly in the morning, but it started to warm up as the day progressed. So let me share my day with you. It was cold last night. We got one more left. One more. Oh, this is so yummy. That's it. That's all she wrote, but no. Oh. No. No. What? What? So while I'm cooking my breakfast, I need an opinion. I'm really not sure what to do. So I have these two back windows, and then of course the ones in the back. And a lot of people are telling me that I should, that's so lovely, I should build up the wall and paint them black and then insulate everything. But I'm thinking of putting blinds up and then just making a styrofoam reflectic blind covered with black material. Like I was thinking actually wool, to insert behind the curtain in the winter time. And then I could just take them down if I want them down. I have that option, and it's still, there's really not a lot of room to insulate the top part. So when I get to this part here, down is all going to be built out. So basically it's just the window frame. And I was thinking, why am I going to bother doing all that work? I can frame it in. But I have these beautiful windows, and when I'm out in the mountains and stuff, I mean, it's such a joy to be able to see your surroundings, right? So, opinion needed. What should I do? Should I build it up as a wall and have more shelves and junk I can put in here? Or should I just make up lines? We're burning. I think we can get the frying pan hot now. I can turn it down a bit. So last summer, it's okay. It's all right. It's just a truck. Last summer I bought this no-name bacon for $2.99. Now it's $5.99. In around there. It's $6. Prices on food have gone way up. I don't know about you guys, but by the time my eggs are done, I usually have no bacon left. I have a helper. I got this at Walmart a year ago. It is the most amazing thing ever. I love it. Okay, so my salsa leaked out on my bag. This is a thermal bag, and I just put my milk in it. So at night, when it's cool out, everything gets really cold. And if I keep the lid on the cooler like I should be doing right now, then everything stays great. Stays cool. But I'm using my top as kind of like a preparation table on the floor. I can't wait to get this built out, done. So, I know a lot of you are going to say, no plate. It's in a fold-out bowl. It's all mashed together. So I know a lot of you are going to say, dogs' mouths are dirty. Well, yeah, they are. But I have more concern over what kind of toxins and chemicals are in my food than a little bit of dog germs. So there's that on that subject. So breakfast is done. My coffee's half gone. I do have more. It's in a glass mug. Yes, it is. My dishes, regardless if I used a plastic fold-out bowl for my breakfast or not, most of my dishes are glassware because I figured that I might as well have some nice stuff, and if it breaks, it breaks. It's just a glass bowl. So I put some stuff yesterday in that little kind of trunk thing when I was at my storage unit. So I did some upgrades in my place. I'm so excited. And then I have a really big basket. It is older. Oh, move your butt there, Will. It is older, so I've got it on a tray, and then I just have something on top because it flakes off. So I'm either going to stain it or paint it. So I'd love your opinion on what I should do with that, because I will have it on one of my countertops because it holds a lot of stuff. It's fairly big. Okay, move your butt again, Will. And then I got this trunk. It's older. It's kind of beat up, but it sure holds a lot of stuff. So I figured until I get my build out done. Yeah, it's jammed full of stuff. Food. So until I get my build out done, I figured it was a good tabletop for my stove. Then my stove won't be tilted to the side. And yeah, we got a few more things done. More junk put in here. Oh yay. But there's the trunk full of food. So, and another opinion needed. I have my books under that blanket. And then I have a lot of paperwork and odds and ends and pens and stuff in all the little pockets. And then in the back, it houses Wilson's leashes and harness, and down there is Pig and his brush. And just wondering, I really would like to take it out and make a spot with a blanket, his little bed there, so we can co-pilot up here with me and have the window and have more space. I would give him from that window all the way up, and it would be probably 4 feet at least wide, and I think that runs about, say, maybe 3 to 4 feet that way. So he would have a lot more space, but at the same time it's quite convenient. Down there I just have my jackets, my garbage can, my reflective blind, and my shoes underneath my garbage, or underneath my jackets. So I don't know, what do you think, guys? Should I take the passenger seat out? I don't really have anybody that rides with me. My daughter does once in a while. So what do you think? Should I take it out or should I leave it? Are you quite done? Are you done? Stupid pig. It's a purple pig with pink polka dots. Okay, so this hood really needs to be done. So besides the paint job, you guys can see that okay. She's looking good. Wilson's barking in the van as usual. Yeah, sorry about the sun, you guys. Kind of a glare there. She looks better. She's clean. Electrical tape. As Red Green used to use it on everything. And he used to say, if you don't find me handy, at least you'll find me handsome. Something like that. So while I was in were outside washing my van, Wilson got quite panicked. He thought for sure someone was going to grab his mother and drown her. I don't know. So we had to do some major tape ups. I had to tape it there, tape it up there, tape that piece on, put another piece, couple of pieces over there, and one down there. Because he was coming out the back. He was determined to get out the back. I think he thought once he got the Reflectix down, he would be free. He could exit the vehicle. But yeah, so our patchwork Reflectix has got more red-green tape on it. My lovely curtain that I've got up with an elastic in the center so it tips. He tried to escape out those windows too. You can tell the curtain's kind of tilted. Why don't you have some water, sweetheart? We'll roll down some windows and go for a drive. As you can see, I never finished my coffee. It got cold. You drooled on the phone, Wilson. I can't shut it off. It's all wet. Lovely. Drool. From you. Let's say we go get you some dog food and go for a little hike there, bud. Sound like a plan? That does not really make me look like I'm not homeless. How come the holiest pants are the most comfortable? So I showed you guys the dog food I got and the price. It's not because I'm cheap. I've tried every kind of dog food that I could think of for this dog when I first got him. And he is extremely sensitive to dog food. I tried so many, probably 40. No, maybe 20. And this kind was the only kind that he will eat, and it doesn't come back up. There's that. I'm used to having my Honda. I can just conveniently open the back hatch. What's that? Is that your dog food? What's this? It's your dog food. It's a plug for that company. There you make their dog food. Happy Valley. So they make their dog food out of British Columbia. And I'm wondering if it's good for his system because they don't put so much junk in it. I don't know. I have looked at the ingredients and he likes it. And it stays down. It doesn't affect his bowels. So it's a keeper. Very well. Spring shows how much garbage there is. People should not live. So my brakes have been squeaking, but apparently new brakes do squeak. I don't know if you can hear that whine. That's my fuel pump. So as long as it doesn't get louder until I get paid. There's a puppy dog. 2 of them. Uh-oh. Out for walks. Let's go for a walk. Loose, Wilson, it's rattling. Gee, these roads are in such lovely shape. That's where our taxpayer dollars go, right? Puppy dog out for a walk. Oh, 2 again. Sorry, you guys. Pull over and So much fun trying to make shift the camera to your dash. Use the right tool for the job. That'll come. I've never really been swimming in money anyway. When I worked at TransAlta in Husky Oil, before I came to Alberta, I was an EMT. And when I moved to Alberta, I moved here, so I was in a small town and I wanted my kids to have more interaction in high school. So kind of gave everything up and moved to Alberta. And when I did, Alberta College of Paramedics does not let you transfer your credentials over to the Alberta system. You basically go back to zero. So I got my EMR and I volunteered at small town fire department and got all my certificates, all the ones that the city firefighters have. And I volunteered there for well, not there particularly, but overall 7 years volunteer firefighter. And I met a firefighter that I worked with or volunteered with, and he worked at TransAlta. So I got on at TransAlta and I ran the medical department out of there. And because I was so safety conscious, because everything that you see that could harm a person, you write it down. And they saw all the safety that I had in my brain, so they sent me off to get my safety officer. I didn't really like it, but it was another certificate for me, so I have my NCSO. And then with the fire department, I got all my breathing air and my Drager and Scott certified technician certificates. And then I got on with Husky Oil, and I ran the breathing air, the medical. I had my own ambulance, safety out of Husky Ram River, out of Rocky Mountain House. So I had lots going. I made really good money for a few years there, and then I woke up one day and I thought, well, you know what, I really don't like this. So I was approaching 50, so I thought, okay, well, let's look at our bucket list, which I suggest everybody does. They should make up a bucket list. You only live once. So I even had all my high angle rescue, confined space rescue. I had like 43 certificates floating around in my binder at one time. I got my highest level of high angle rescue. Anyway, I looked at my bucket list. It was fun. I had lots of fun, but I just didn't really like the atmosphere. And I saw on my bucket list that I always wanted to truck drive, or drive truck. So I went and I got my class 3, and I thought, okay, well, I'll do that for a while and get used to the tractor. And so I hauled cement for Lafarge, and then I did some landscaping for a few months one summer. And then from that summer I ended up going to a construction company, and I'm still with the same construction company, and I haul asphalt and soil cement, and we do a lot of APCOR jobs and ATCO, back alley work sometimes. Usually they have one driver that does that, but the odd time they'll put me on it. And then I was going to go back. I actually took all my class 1 training, and then the Broncos accident happened. And at the time I was saving, still had my daughter living at home, so we were renting a house and pretty tight on the funds, especially in the winter time. And so I was saving for my test, which was at that time around $700 just for the one day to take your test. And then the Bronco bus truck accident happened, and I still hadn't maneuvered all the cash that I needed for my class 1 test. And it went from, to take the whole course, I think maybe $1,500, depending, maybe tops $3,000. It went up to $10,000. Now I think it's even more. So I'm happy just driving tandem. It's less headaches. I don't like driving in the winter. Usually if you're a trucker in Alberta, if you can luck out, you can get Calgary runs, or maybe a little up north, but I just didn't want to do the mountains. And I like adrenaline rushes to a certain point, but I think I'm getting older and I really don't need them as much anymore. And I'm really not keen on trying to maneuver a trailer in the city. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not really keen on it. I've hauled trailers behind my tandem before. It's not really hard once you get the gist of going the reversal of your wheel to your trailer, but I just decided to stay with my class 3, and that water bottle popped, cracked in the heat. Must be from the cold ice that was in it. Anyway, so I just decided to stay with my class 3, but we've got a train. I'm sure you don't want to look at this. This is Raleigh Subaru Buick Enclave. I'm sure you don't want to look at the rear end of this for the next few minutes. Squeaky brakes, knee brakes. Let's go for a drive, and I'm gonna tell you a story. You know, I find in Edmonton there's actually a lot of really courteous drivers. But on that note, driving tandem in the city all day long, I don't know if it's just because you're driving in traffic all day long and it gets on your nerves after a while, but I find, I'm pretty sure I could honestly say that Edmonton has got the worst drivers in the world, at least in Canada. My story I'm going to tell you, and I wouldn't be telling you this for my safety reasons if I was going to be coming back here, but I'm not. Run over that gentleman. lots of those around here. Okay, so I just turned off at 50th Street. I'm heading towards 34th Street. And after 34th Street is 17th Street. Last weekend I put up a video. Some may have thought I was over exaggerating on stuff. But I could feel a very disturbing atmosphere for a few days around here. And this is where I used to park. So there's lots of areas along here. You can take all the side streets. A lot of trucks parking here. So we just turned off the white mud. That's the white mud ahead of me. So this is the road that is adjacent to the white mud. Wilson's getting excited because he thinks we're going to go to the dog park that's down by here, but we're not. So along here, I never usually parked along here because there's no bank, and you get the headlights and the noise from the freeway there. But up here, anywhere along here, because the bank goes up a bit, cuts a little bit of the noise and you don't get the headlights. So as you can see, there's lots of trucks that park along here. And at night, there's more. So there's lots of spaces. Usually you leave a space for a car because a lot of these guys have their wives pick them up, or they'll park their cars and then take their truck. I don't see any cars parked today. But there's lots of room along here. And I had a pickup truck that was kind of creeping me out, and a couple of nights before that I had a burgundy car that was swooping in towards my van, and then it would go really slow, really close to my van, and then it would pull out, and it went by me a good 10 times. Like, it was ridiculous. I was starting to get angry, but there's no sense doing that. So look at all the garbage starting to show. That's not good. Anyway, so I was ready to leave, but they stopped coming by. But I noticed since the warmer weather started, there's been a lot more mischievous type of people around, kind of just with nothing to do maybe, but to pull in behind you and have their brights on, and then they just park there, and it's just kind of weird when it's 12 o'clock at night, and I don't know if they're scoping you out or whatever. But last weekend with this truck and then the two homeless people, which I've never seen over here, and them both passing by me twice, and the truck, I'm not sure if it passed by me before that, but here nor there. Just as we're pointing this way, this is east, and just on the other side of that construction area is 17th Street. And just off of 17th Street, on Tuesday morning, they found a body. And it was by the white mud. And they said it wasn't due to somebody hitting, like, a collision with a car. So I don't know if it was somebody that was walking along and just keeled over, died suddenly, or if it was a body that was dumped. But I'm telling you, when you're doing this, go with your gut instinct. Really, seriously, go with your gut instinct. And I knew that weekend that it felt creepy. There was something creepy going on. The atmosphere for a few days around there was very creepy. So I'm showing you this area and telling you this story because this is something you've got to be aware of. Use your gut feeling if you're out. And keep an eye on what's passing by you when you're parked. Know your surroundings. And I've been there for almost 6 months. So I'm not going back. That's why I'm showing you. I'm going to a different area altogether in the city. It might be head west, or it might be head north. There's lots of areas. Boy, this vehicle sounds noisy today, Wilson. I'm not sure if that door's not shutting, or if it's the propane. It sounds like the door, though. So anyway, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. See, you can see the trucks off to the right. And it was a great little area. There's a little Timmy's down the road. There's a gas station down the road on 50th. But super, super quiet in there at night. And lots of areas you could walk your dog. Now that the snow is melting, though, not really sure how much garbage is exposed. And I know, and I'm a trucker myself, and I'm not saying it's truckers, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but I sure know there's tires and some garbage bags and stuff like that that I noticed that were being dumped around there, which is really sad to see. Canada's usually a pretty clean place, so hopefully they'll get out the school students, or I don't know if they still haul prisoners out of the jails, have them come clean up. I don't know. I think that's just the highway thing. I really haven't seen any of the orange suits on the side of the highway lately, but yeah. So I don't know the story on the body. It's just enough to creep me out that I'm not going back. On that note, I'll chat with you guys later. So I got up out of my driver's seat to come back in the back to lay down for a bit with Wilson. And I tipped the water bowl over. I just filled it. So yeah, the mat's got a cleaning. And I have a dirty towel. Anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I'm glad I was able to share a little bit of my life with you, but what I did in my careers beforehand. Obviously, I love people. Most people that do emergency response. Some people do it for different reasons, but I know I did it because I really care about people. And on that note, I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll catch up with you in a few. Take care.